Hello and welcome to the Real Radio Show on UCFM 87.8. Coming to you from the University of Canberra on Ngunnawal land. I'm AJ.
And I'm Alison, and we have a lot on our show. But first, AJ, how's your week been?
It's been all right. I've been vibing.
You've been chilling?
Yeah, just getting ready for the week 8 ahead. Get that little break going.
Yeah, I only remembered last week that we have a week off next week. So I'm excited. But we'll be here. We'll be here on the radio.
We will be.
So anyone bored listening, come join us next week.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, Arvo.
Tuesday, 4 p.m. on a Tuesday, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, but you know, we're here right now. This Tuesday, you guys are listening in, and we have a lot happening on today's show, don't we?
Take it away, AJ. Let's hear it.
We have the National Zoo and Aquarium's manager, Jess Cartwright, and they're here. She's here to give us a glimpse into the behind the scenes of the zoo.
That is right. We will also be previewing Floriade ahead of its opening this weekend with Ross Triffitt from Events ACT.
Yes, Tiffany Carlson from the Canberra Rape Crisis Centre will be here later on to talk about affirmative consent and recent changes to the ACT consent laws.
And then have you ever considered doing some life drawing in a pub? Loz from the Tipsy Sketching Club will be here to tell us all about it.
Yes, and Tia hits the streets to settle the heated Samurai Turned Pretty Team Conrad versus Team Jeremiah debate.
It's a big one. It's tricky. It is just after 4 p.m. and currently a whopping 19 degrees here in Bruce or in Belconnen. Send us a message throughout the show on our text line 0415 774405.
Exactly, and you can stay up to date with everything UCFM by following at UCFM_87.8, and if you're not already, tune in on iHeartRadio, not on iHeartRadio, iHeartRadio, and listen to UCFM wherever you are.
This is The Real Radio Show. All right, AJ, I have a big question for you.
What's the question?
A big question. If you could spend a night anywhere in Canberra or even in Australia, where would you want to do it?
Oh, that's a really great question. Anywhere okay, let's go Canberra based right now. I spend a night on the tippy top of the Telstra Tower.
Ooh, okay.
A bit of alliteration there.
Very good. Tippy top of the Telstra Tower.
That's where I would go. What about you? What about you?
Besides my very own bed.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I've always wanted to do like IKEA.
That's
like
fierce. Yeah. I love that. You know the 24-hour challenges? But
But in IKEA.
Little comfy bed.
Yeah. Well, speaking of fierce, AJ, good transition. Our first guest today is well accustomed to the ins and outs of staying at one of the capital's coolest sleepover spots, the National Zoo and Aquarium's Jamala Wildlife Lodge.
Wow.
Not only that, she is in charge of coordinating a plethora of zoo-related experiences such as close-up animal encounters, tours, kids' holiday programs, and the behind-the-scenes Junior Zookeeper program.
Wowza. Now, and having been at the zoo since just before Jamala opened, we have the pleasure of speaking to the partner and education manager, not minister, guys, of the National Zoo and Aquarium. We have Jess Cartwright. Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Of course. Now, how did you get started with your role in the zoo at the first place?
I was lucky. So I actually studied here at UC.
Nice.
I was studying primary teaching. Yeah. And I was about halfway through my degree and saw on one of the notice boards offering jobs for people to do school tours at the zoo.
Wow.
You can imagine the zookeepers love their animals. Not always fans of the children, whereas I love both and really, took that on. And when I finished my degree, I went, listen, I'm loving this a bit too much. I did go and teach. I did a little bit here and there, but nothing has surpassed being able to educate people about animals and conservation and delivering some really amazing experiences.
Yeah,
Damn,
sure.
that was crazy. One little notice board sign and here we are.
Here we are.
Well, Jess, I've done some digging. I've got a bit of lore about the zoo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, listen up. So, Jamala Wildlife Lodge, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was founded in 2014 by Maureen and Richard Tyndale as an effort to help save endangered species, which they're doing a great job of.
Yeah.
I also read that the Tyndales actually purchased the zoo and aquarium in 2001, and then 2 major bushfires kind of like blazed through it.
So it wasn't quite that quick. They purchased it in 1998 out of receivership, and it was not called the National Zoo and Aquarium. So 2001 is when it was rebranded.
Damn.
Yes.
What was it called before?
Yeah.
Oh dear, a wildlife park, I believe. We are the National Zoo and Aquarium now, so that's what we're sticking with.
Yeah.
So 2001 is when we got our new name, and then got hit with the bushfires. So they do liken it. If you've ever seen the movie We Bought a Zoo,
Just like that.
Yeah, there's some really strong elements of truth that they relate to in that. They had a passion for conservation, but had not had experience in the industry. It was a family business, so all the kids went out, learned everything they can.
6 kids.
Yeah,
That's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids.
Damn.
Beautiful blended family
that's a lot of animals.
business. Yeah. Beautiful kids. And there was a convention centre on site that they converted to their family home. So
Oh my God.
everyone was
Living the
there
dream.
chipping in together, making it
Wow.
work, and has been able to grow into the facility today that's trusted in the industry. And we run breeding programs and educational programs, and I was really lucky. I started, 2014, and I still got to see that glimpse of it as the small family business.
Oh, cool.
We were small, and everyone who was there just did it for the love, and it was amazing. With the advent of Jamala, we get so many more people coming through the hotel and their included experiences, and just as Canberra's grown and supported us, we get more people through, and it's expanded astronomically. It's wonderful.
You're an OG.
Oh, I like to think so.
OG.
I like to think so, but I am certainly not the longest standing. There's many who've been there since the beginning, and it's a passion project.
Damn. Well, I guess with Jamala Lodge, what does the behind the scenes exclusive inside look into it look like? Or how involved are you with that?
Yeah, so I started when I was hired. It was because they knew in 6 months' time, which did go out a little bit with construction, but they knew that they wanted people to see behind the scenes and have those tours. So I got my chance to start running those tours, and I've been doing it for over 10 years now. So in terms of staying at Jamala, it's an experience. Like, from the moment you check in, you get a high tea that is to die for.
I did not know this.
The little mini donuts and sliders.
That's
my
hey.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I would hate to say that the highlight is the food, but also our chef is amazing, so you will not go hungry.
Michelin star, hopefully.
Well,
getting there.
might be something to look towards, but the ability to be in the zoo when it's closed and just explore on your own. And Jamala has generally between 20 to 40 guests staying most nights. So to have a whole zoo to yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, I love the stillness, being able to just sit and watch the animals do their thing, and be on their time, rather than often you've got kids that you're trying to chase around and just do a little window visit to the zoo.
Some animals running around the animals.
Yeah. Being able to sit and relax is magical.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And, the lodge, it's grown so much in the past 10 years that it's been running. In terms of the Jamala animals, though, have you noticed any changes with their behaviours or personalities after living in the lodge for a while?
Ooh. Often we didn't notice it day to day. The biggest one was when we had our COVID lockdown. So we have our jungle bungalows, which are built in either an L or a U shape, and the animal's bed is in that little alcove.
Right in the middle.
Right there.
Oh, goodness.
So you are sleeping literally inches, with some very thick glass between you, but literally inches from a tiger or a bear or a cheetah, right?
Oh my God.
Or a lion.
Oh my God.
And when lockdown happened, we've got cameras that view the animal side of things, not the human side, but we can see the animal behaviour overnight, just checking that they're well. And the tigers really paid no attention to the guests. They'd kind of look and be like, yeah, whatever, cool. And then after a couple of days of lockdown, the tiger would come in and start looking in the room, and he was like, but where are my people? I don't understand.
Wow.
And then we actually had zookeepers move on site so that they were quarantined. They could be healthy, keep providing care, because it didn't matter if people got sick. We were going to have to feed these animals and keep them healthy too. Like, tigers could catch COVID.
That's so
but
true.
as soon as the keeper moved in, the tiger went back to ignoring the room completely. He's like, all right, I have my admirer back. Carry on. I'll go back to sleep.
Like, gotta put up the facade again.
Exactly. I'm aloof. It's fine.
I know it's probably like picking a favorite kid, but do you have a favorite Jamala animal, or just a favorite one at the zoo in general, or aquarium?
Usually it's whichever one I'm in front of. When I'm conducting my tours, I'll go, this is my favourite because of X, Y, Z. And they've got all their own personal quirks and amazingness. I've been really privileged. I've gotten to work hands-on with both the meerkats and the cheetahs. So definitely give a shout out there. And they're two of our more interactive species. So people can go in, do encounters. The meerkats will eat fly pupae from your hand. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, it looks like little black rice. Okay, so it looks like wild rice. What it actually is
with your meal and in the kitchen.
No, not at all. It's okay. The chef is kept away from that side of things.
Michelin stars.
Yeah.
Go.
But and nothing will ever compare to walking into the cheetah habitat and hearing them purr around you.
Oh,
like
bless.
it's
Oh,
breathtaking.
I gotta go.
Yeah, please.
Okay, we'll try the zoo next week, maybe on our week off.
Yeah, hey, let's think about it for sure. And very quickly, what would you say is your most memorable experience working at the zoo?
We had a cheetah cub born in 2017.
Oh,
what was his name?
So his name is Solo. He still lives with us.
Cool.
Very original name. He was a single birth cub, so Solo the cheetah.
I like names like that though. They're very sweet.
And he required some hand rearing because he was a single birth. So his mum wasn't able to produce enough milk for him, and we had to step in and help facilitate that. So the call went out for volunteers, and I was so lucky to be able to be chosen.
Up.
Yeah, there was a pretty strong call out, and meeting him for the first time, he was about the size of my two hands. The noise they make is like a bird chirp, and my trainer did mock me a little bit for this, but I've walked in and to the vet block and gone, have we got a bird here as well? And he's like, Jess.
You wish.
Yeah.
After all this time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So no, it was the cub, and I was like, it really sounds like a bird.
Oh my God. Well, just very quickly, for those wanting to get more involved with the zoos and aquariums programs, because you have so many, how can they go about that?
So school holidays are coming up. If you've got kids in primary school, we've got our Zoocation school holiday program.
Zoocation.
Zoocation.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's a good name.
So the care runs from 9 till 4, 5 o'clock if you need the extended. And we go around and just play with the kids all throughout the zoo. You do some craft activities, see behind the scenes. If you've got some older kids, we've got the Junior Zookeeper program. That one is you're delving into the nitty gritty. Like, we get you in and you are raking the giraffe yard. Okay?
You gotta start from the bottom.
Yeah. Now you do get to feed the giraffe afterwards,
Okay,
which
cool.
is
Worth it.
wonderful.
Love
Any guesses? How big do you think a giraffe poop is?
Oh no.
They're
I've
kind
seen-
of big.
Have you seen horse poop? That stuff is big.
Yeah, okay. Let's say the size of a 16-inch sponge cake.
Why are you bringing cake into this?
Like the diameter of a record or a sponge cake.
Yeah, sponge cake.
Yeah, so if you make a circle with your full finger and thumb, that's the size.
Are you actually serious?
Truly.
Damn, what are they eating? Oh my gosh.
Leaves and lucerne and hay.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
extract
goodness.
so much nutrients out of their
Wow.
food. But when they then go to the bathroom, obviously it's from a height, so it rolls
it just-
everywhere.
it just splatters.
So bringing the kids in to clean that all up is delightful for everyone. The
making your
keepers
job
love
easier.
the help.
Nice.
And then for the adults, we've got our all-day wow tour, which is
Nice.
Wonders of Wildlife.
Okay.
But people just go, wow, because you meet everything in the zoo. It's all day from 8 till about 3:30. Lunch is included, morning tea, small group, and you get to meet everything. So for the true behind the scenes, that's the one.
The wow tour. Well, Jess, thank you so much for that little inside peek into the zoo and the aquarium.
Thanks so much, guys.
Speaking in the break, we were talking about, our weekly icebreaker,
Yes.
guys. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Well,
can't
it's like
even
a
forget.
semi-weekly one, but we try.
Semi-weekly.
We try.
Now, I have a question on the topic of animals, guys. And Tia's here in the studio as well.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
hey.
I've joined early.
now, tell me, guys, fursonas. You heard of them before?
A little fursona, like a little furry.
Yeah,
a little furry
moment.
persona.
If you were to be a furry, what would your fursona be, guys?
This is not what I signed up for. I thought the debate was about cars or carpet.
We'll get there.
We'll save it for next week. Fursona, does it have to be fur or can I go
Okay,
like
well,
scale?
there's different words for the different
Right,
types because
right.
I'm not a furry and I just know I'm very,
well
there's-
educated.
There's
Me
furries,
neither.
there's scalies, which is the ones that have like scales. And I don't know what the bird one is, but
I think I'd be a
featheries.
featheries.
Yeah.
Featheries?
Featheries.
Featheries?
Yeah.
Going off the other two.
Wing people.
Wingies.
Yeah, wingies.
Little wingies.
So what would your fursona be / scale sonar?
I think I would definitely be a scale sonar. I'm a little bit sneaky.
Like a little lizard or
Exposed.
like a snake?
I can
like,
see you as like a blue tongue lizard.
Oh,
Yeah, I would think like
little
little
cute.
blue tongue lizard,
You
like a
go
little
blah,
surprise,
with your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's very cute. I don't know. What am I reading for you, Tia? You are giving your majestic.
Or like a
Spread-
crane.
Yeah,
like
a
an
crane.
albatross.
Maybe even a
Ah.
flamingo. You got there with the albatross. That's a Taylor Swift song.
Really?
So you're like,
Wow.
you're
I
dialing
just
it up
know.
there.
I know. Like you're just soaring to the sky. And then AJ.
Okay.
Well, I said that you gave wolf energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like your outfit today.
Oh my
like-
god.
Well, your shirt said "Save the Whales."
I don't know if I'd be. Also, would
I
a
didn't
whale
even know
be
that.
like what a fishy? Like what, a watery? I don't know. Maybe
like,
I'd be a whale.
I could see a whale though. It's like
don't
you're like
know.
ruling the oceans, like
Okay.
chill vibes though.
Just yeah. I'm also actually really afraid of the ocean, so maybe not.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many things in there.
Megalophobia type beat, but you know that maybe actually people at home, let us know what you think we would be.
Yeah, text us in on our text line 0415 774405.
Definitely.
First sonar, get with it.
First sonar, scale sonar, whatever sonar. Let us know, what are we? What are we?
What are we?
What are
well, speaking of things,
Flawless transition there.
thank you so much, guys. Something you may have been seeing a lot of recently. I've been hearing a lot of this from many angles of my life.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tia. People are talking about if they're Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
This debate has come from the hit TV show, or second season, I believe.
Third season.
What?
Whoa.
Third and final, guys.
Oh my god, when did the second one come out?
Came out
Guys?
2 years ago. They had a little gap in between season 2.
2 years ago?
I think so.
Guys,
That
I'm
doesn't
behind,
seem
I'm
right.
behind, I'm behind.
Me too, I watched season
Well,
one. but-
Summer I Turned Pretty. Very cool. Focused on
It
a
is.
love triangle between the two brothers and their family friend. What? So
Season 3 is currently releasing episodes every Wednesday. So ahead of tomorrow's episode, Tia found out if Canberra is Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah. Spoiler alerts ahead.
Yes.
Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah?
Conrad.
Why is that?
If you're Team Jeremiah, I know the type of person that you are, and you're not my people.
Team Jeremiah,
Controversial. Why is that?
just more my type.
Team
Conrad. Why?
He's just a better brother.
Yeah, better option.
And Jeremiah cheated. Oh wait, can I do spoilers?
Yeah, go for it.
Jeremiah cheated.
Exactly. Yeah. Team Conrad. Yeah.
Conrad.
Jeremiah, but no, only just for like this episode, like the past episode. But I'll probably change.
Hi. Have you guys seen The Summer I Turned Pretty? Oh yeah. Yes. Team Conrad. Team Jeremiah.
Conrad.
Have you seen The Summer I Turned Pretty?
No.
Do you know anything about it? Team Conrad. Team Jeremiah. Does that mean anything to you?
No idea. Jeremiah's a much more interesting name.
Okay.
I haven't seen the show, but
That's a controversial take, so don't go around saying
more
that.
interesting name. I have no personalities, but
Team Antebelly.
Antebelly. I'm all for that. Yeah. Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah?
Conrad.
Why is that?
Just the correct answer.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple of people say Jeremiah, which is interesting, but
After this performance in season 3,
I know. I mean, one of them said she hadn't seen season 3 yet, and I was like, oh,
that would be why.
yeah,
That would be
exactly.
Team Conrad. If you watch the show, you just know.
Absolutely. Do you think, have you seen anything about the show?
I've seen Rios and Conrad.
Very fair. I like it.
I've heard a lot of people talk about it. A lot of my friends are watching it.
Yeah.
Even some guy friends are watching it. They saying it's good. I haven't seen it. I don't really have interest in seeing it. But
Either way, are you Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah?
I heard Team Jeremiah is where it's at right now. So.
Oh, that's the wrong take. You've got the wrong brother.
Oh no.
Do you have an opinion?
I'd go Conrad.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Conrad, hello. Jeremiah is scary.
do you think his eyes are beautiful?
No, I think they're haunting. I think they look like a Victorian doll.
That was Team Conrad, Team Jeremiah. Very lively discussion there on campus. I had some
Victorian
crazy.
doll.
Yeah, his eyes, they're like searingly blue. Like they're UCFM blue.
Is it?
To give you a
the
perspective.
blue orbs, dude.
Is this Conrad or Jeremiah?
This is Jeremiah.
Oh.
So that's another reason why people don't like him. These searingly blue,
Okay.
hauntingly blue Victorian doll eyes. But
So
text in on 0415 774405. Let us know. Team Conrad, Team Jeremiah.
Or Team Single Belly. Come on.
Belly.
Team Anti-Belly.
Yes.
I'm Team Single.
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. Like she's jumping between the brothers, and it's like she's just called off this. Spoiler, guys. She's just called off this engagement with the brother that she was meant to be on the day of the wedding. And it's like she's now gone off to Paris to find herself. And it's like, okay, and everyone wants her to be with the other brother. But it's like, if she comes back to be with the other brother, things are going to be forever ruined at like family dinners, Christmases. Like this relationship between the brothers is ruined. Yeah, can you imagine going between like 2 siblings?
No.
Crazy. There's so many more people out there. But
Yeah, lots of fish in the sea.
Good afternoon from the Owl Newsroom. I'm Tia Priest-Willamot. Australia Post will resume all US shipping on Thursday, September 25th. The Postal Service announced last month they would stop delivering many items to the United States in response to the Trump administration, ending the so-called de minimis exemption on low-value goods entering the country. Australia Post also stopped shipping to a range of smaller surrounding nations, including Puerto Rico and Guam. The Postal Service says it now has an agreement with a third-party platform to deal with the taxes. Senator David Pocock says the ANU needs a change of leadership and urged the council to get on with it. These are repeated calls for a change of leadership as speculation mounts about the future of Vice-Chancellor Genevieve Bell's position. ABC Canberra reporting Senator Pocock said this morning he'd spoken to staff, students, professors and deans about the situation and urged the council to take action. It's reported that the majority of the university's deans have expressed a loss of confidence in Professor Bell's leadership. Red Cross Lifeblood is urgently appealing for people to donate blood and help boost critical supplies, with 1,000 donations needed in the ACT over the next 2 weeks. The urgent call follows record high demand for blood during winter, coupled with appointment cancellations and seasonally lower bookings. Nationally, 12,500 additional donors are needed to give blood and plasma over the next week to ease the strain on its blood and plasma reserves. Lifeblood's Chief Executive Officer says they need donors of all blood types, with just one blood donation having the potential to save up to 3 lives. And one lucky Canberran is $200,000 richer, but doesn't know it yet. The lot taking to social media asking people who bought a ticket for the Lucky Lottery's mega jackpot draw from the Belconnen area to check their numbers. And in sport, Canberra Raiders prop Josh Papali'i is in doubt for Sunday afternoon's qualifying final against the Broncos after sustaining an ankle injury at training last week. Papali'i will undergo treatment this week to determine his availability for Sunday. A quick weather check, it's currently 20 degrees, cloudy skies tonight getting down to 6 degrees, a rainy day on the way tomorrow with a top of 13, and that's the latest from the Owl Newsroom.
Thank you, Tia.
Thank you so much, Tia. Tell me more about Red Cross Lifeblood.
Yes, so it was a rough winter season, rough autumn season. So many people were cancelling peak appointments, and they've just reached this point where they need so many things. So demand for blood reached record levels in June, July and August, and that's why, because of all the cancellation rates after the COVID-19 pandemic really impacted a lot of cancellations. And so the Chief Executive Officer said they are used to seeing this spike in cancellations and lower appointment bookings during winter because of cold, flu and all those things. But this winter was particularly hard. So they're really calling out for anyone, any blood type. Even if you've never donated blood before, just head along, donate blood if you can. And for anyone listening at UC or who goes to UC, their mobile donations van will be on campus this week on Thursday and Friday. So book in. I believe you get free food and snacks and like comfy chairs, like milkshakes, I believe. Ooh. I don't know who it was. I was told the milkshakes that the Lifeblood donates is like the best milkshake you'll ever have in your life.
No way.
So if you're a fan of a milkshake, get yourself down to the blood donation van and let me know.
Thursday and Friday.
Get your arms out. And I definitely will be booking that in. Bookings are essential, aren't they?
I believe so, yes.
Probably.
So definitely check that out, guys.
AJ, what's your favourite part of spring in Canberra?
Oh, obviously the flowers are blooming. It's so nice to be out and about, the lovely sun. My least favourite thing is the pollen, but you did ask about my favourite thing.
I haven't gotten much pollen this year.
I struggle. I do have allergies. So
allergies.
Allergies, allergies.
Allergies. I got you.
What about you?
I don't know. I like a good cherry blossom. I've been seeing them all around, like near where I live. It's just everywhere.
Very beautiful, very
yeah,
flowery. And
very
speaking of flowery, guys, this year is the 38th anniversary of Floriade, Australia's biggest celebration of spring. And this year's event begins this Saturday and runs until the 12th of October. And joining us to talk all about the fun we can expect is Events ACT Executive Branch Manager Ross Triffitt. Ross, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. Now, can you tell us a little bit about Floriade 2025?
Yeah, well, Floriade, as you mentioned, is Australia's largest celebration of spring. It's also the largest flower festival in the Southern Hemisphere. So a big focus on the floral garden beds that feature at Floriade. This year's theme is science and nature. So the garden beds draw inspiration from some of the most recognised scientific fields: physics, chemistry, astronomy, biology, and botany. But of course, it's a lot more than flowers.
It's a whole event.
It is, and it is a festival. We certainly don't promote it just as a flower show. It is the largest celebration of spring in Australia. So there's entertainment, music, cultural celebrations, food and wine. We've got workshops, we've got lots of market stalls, interactive exhibits, recreational activities, and of course we have Night Fest, a nighttime program as well. So yeah, it's a significant festival. It's the biggest festival in the city, and one of the biggest tourism drivers for the city as well.
Definitely. Yeah, interesting. And Ross, I know you said that the theme this year is a new one, but Floriade's been going on for so long now. What else can we expect different this year?
Well, this year coincides with Windows to the World, which is another event that Events ACT delivers. So there'll be a Windows to the World showcase at Floriade on Saturday, the 11th of October. Of course, the programming is different every year, so people will get to experience those workshops that are kind of science and nature themed. We've got a whole range of different things. We've got, you can learn about soil and compost. We've got creepy crawlies in the garden.
Ooh, that's got us interested.
Yeah,
for sure.
But even things like astrophysics, nature art labs, and we have the Cazador tent returning this year with some circus shows that are family orientated, and then an adults only show at Night Fest.
Okay.
Called Kiss Tease Cabaret. So big variety of programming, and some of Floriade's favourites returning as well. So we have Dog's Day Out on the last day on Sunday, the 12th of October. That's when people can bring in their pooches along with them, and we have a range of different activities that are geared towards the dogs. And then after we close, we have the great big bulb dig, which is an opportunity to raise money for charity and an opportunity for people to take home some of Floriade with them and grow it in the garden next spring.
Yeah, for sure. And I've definitely seen, the big bulb dig up stuff, and it's been really cool to see all those people coming out to, help out with that as well. Now, it seems like there's a lot of hidden gems to look out for this year, and it's very, very cool. But also on the topic of bulbs, how many flowers have been planted this year?
We want to know.
Yeah, so it's around 1 million that are planted.
1 million?
In Floriade.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And we actually have another 300,000 on top of that are planted throughout the city as part of Floriade community. So
I have been seeing those around. Yeah,
1 million though is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah, so it is obviously quite a spectacular display as it is every year. But yeah, we've since COVID, we've grown the program outside of Commonwealth Park as well. So there are 100 community groups that are involved in growing plants in their neighbourhoods with some grants that are helping to activate those neighbourhood plantings with activities as well. So it spreads beyond Commonwealth Park.
Damn, and just quickly, Rob, where do you find the flowers for Floriade? Where are they sourced from?
They're sourced from a company in Victoria. Well, actually, we have two major suppliers. So one for the bulbs and then one for the annuals that we use. So with the bulbs, they're locally grown and sourced through Victoria. The annuals are locally grown in Sydney from seed that comes from the United States. So the actual planning timelines for the horticultural program are significant. They go beyond 18 months in preparation for the event.
Well, thank you so much, Ross. Oh my goodness, sorry. That's been really interesting, and we're looking forward to visiting Floriade later this year. Just a little promo shout out. You can visit Floriade from the 13th of September to the 12th of October, and you can of course find out more about the event at floriadeaustralia.com.au or at Floriade_Australia on all socials.
Definitely. And thank you, Ross, for coming onto the show. Definitely check it out, and we're looking forward to being there.
No, great. Thanks for having me.
Now, AJ, it is time to talk about consent, a very important topic. We all know how important consent is when you're with somebody, whether they're a long-term partner or just a hookup. Consent laws have recently changed in the ACT, with a clear legal definition of consent being added to the existing sexual assault laws.
Exactly. And tomorrow at 3:30 p.m, the UC Refectory will host Dr. Marissa Patterson, the Minister for the Prevention of Domestic, Family and Sexual Violence, who will be talking with Tiffany Carlson from the Canberra Rape Crisis Centre, Josh Hewitt from Every Man, and Dr. Vic Fraser from A Gender Agenda about affirmative consent. So everyone is welcome to attend the event and learn more about consent.
That's right. And today we're lucky to be joined by Tiffany Carlson from the Canberra Rape Crisis Centre to talk a little bit more about such an important topic. Tiffany, thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's great to be here.
Of course. Well, let's start off with the topic at hand. Can you tell us what is affirmative consent and why is it so important?
Absolutely. So in the ACT, affirmative consent has been required since 2022. So what that means is that all parties need to ask for and give consent every time. So we're really excited to be coming along to UC tomorrow to talk about affirmative consent in this panel. And we're really highlighting that there's a new education campaign around this affirmative consent law. So the law's been in place for a little while, but what we're trying to do here is really talk about what affirmative consent is and I guess empowering everyone to have the conversations, because it can be a bit awkward, but it's so important that we do talk about affirmative consent and really have that consent education going on so that we avoid that sexual violence. So what we're all about is that sexual violence prevention.
For sure. Definitely. And, what do these law changes, since they've, recently changed, what do these law changes regarding consent in the ACT mean? What do they mean?
So in short, it just means that consent must be ongoing and it must be mutual and it must be in all sexual activity and it can't be presumed. So the laws that previously existed meant that consent could be presumed from, for example, if someone froze or they didn't say anything, someone could go, oh, you're not saying no. Therefore, I figure that this is okay. Whereas it's not. So what you really need is that ongoing conversation. You need to be able to talk to your sexual partner and say, and it can be really easy. It can just be, is this okay? Should we keep going? It doesn't need to be awkward, and it can really make the intimacy so much better because everyone's on the same page. Everyone understands that this is what both parties want, and it's not something that is unclear at all because you're having that conversation. And also in terms of affirmative consent, it can be withdrawn at any point. So you might be going, oh yeah, this is great for now, but then in a few minutes or an hour later, you might go, actually, I'm not into this anymore, so I'm withdrawing my consent.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
So the affirmative consent really needs to continue, and you can't presume consent at all, whether it's from previous sexual encounters or that someone has consented, say at the start of the night, and then a bit later, you can't go, well, that person consented earlier. It really needs to be that ongoing affirmative consent.
Definitely. And consent is sexy, guys. Consent is
Consent
sexy.
is very sexy, yes.
For sure.
Well, Tiffany, tomorrow you're going to be at the panel in the UC Refectory. What kind of conversations can attendees expect?
So we'll be having a conversation with the minister, as you mentioned, and we're going to talk about a range of things from what are some of the barriers that people face in terms of talking about consent. What are some of the ways we can really have those conversations in a way that makes it, just part of the relationship and doesn't need to be awkward and things. So it's really talking about how we can just have that conversation going, because half of the battle in terms of consent is around how do we have those conversations and how can we make it less awkward so that everyone is empowered to have the conversations. What are the things we need to be talking about? It doesn't need to be a big scary thing. It can be pretty simple in terms of having those conversations. So what we want is for people to come along, engage with that conversation, and really have a think about and just engage with the affirmative consent conversation that we're going to be having.
Yeah, for sure. And I've been walking around campus actually, and I've been seeing a lot of flyers to do with the with consent recently.
Yeah, I've seen a lot on the TV lately.
Yeah, that too. They're everywhere, and it's really great to see. Now, what are your thoughts on the new consent advertising campaign that the government has been pushing?
Yeah, so we've been working really closely with the government on the education campaign. We wanted it to be inclusive for a range of different types of relationship, because obviously consent applies to all adult relationships. We wanted to really have a campaign that captured the range of different relationships that people have so that they could see themselves in those ads, and also some of the different responses that people can have when they are either consenting and giving that affirmative consent, and also some of the responses people have when they are not actually consenting. So it may be someone is saying, hey, should we keep going? How are you feeling? Someone might have a whole range of different experiences. Different people can have different reactions when they're feeling unsafe. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about the fight, flight, freeze, fawn responses that people have, and they're all automatic responses, and you can't tell what your body's going to do until you're actually in that situation. So any of those might indicate that there is actually no affirmative consent here. So if someone has shut down, they're freezing and they're not actually responding, then that's a reaction that someone might have. So in the different ads that the government has rolled out, there is a bit of a reflection of some of those different ways that people might not be exhibiting consent. And in some of the other ads, then there is very much affirmative consent, and it goes through that journey as well.
For sure.
And just to finish this off today, Tiffany, where can people who are curious find more information on consent and the assistance if they need it?
Yeah, so a couple of places people can go to for information about consent, and the consent campaign. So it's on the ACT website at act.gov.au/consent. If people would like support from our service, which is the Canberra Rape Crisis Centre, we take hundreds of calls every month helping people through different crisis support. We also support people through counselling, through legal processes, forensic medical examinations, and police processes. So if you are in a situation where you would like to contact us at CRCC, we've got a crisis phone line available every day of the year, which is 62472525. And we also have information on our crc.org.au website as well. So we are here to support anyone who needs our support, and that's anyone affected by sexual violence in Canberra.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Tiffany, for joining us today. And if anyone at home is interested in learning more about affirmative consent, make sure to head to the UC Refectory tomorrow at 3:30 to listen to the conversation about it.
And if this topic has raised any issues for you or you're looking for support, you can contact Lifeline on 131114 or 1-800-RESPECT on 1-800-737-732. we have just had a message through on our text line from 556. My favourite part of Floriade is the garden gnomes.
Paint your own gnome, guys.
Paint your own gnome. I haven't done one in a long time, but it's always a fun time. Well, we are back with Tia from the Owl Newsroom. Take it away, Tia.
Good afternoon from the Owl Newsroom. I'm Tia Priest-Willamot. Overseas first, where Nepal has lifted a social media ban following protests that resulted in the deaths of 19 people and more than 100 injured. The ban was imposed last week, with protests occurring yesterday against widespread corruption and the ban. Organisers of the protests called them demonstrations by Gen Z, saying the protests reflected young people's widespread frustration at the government's lack of action. Nepalese Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has said the government will pay relief for the families of the dead and provide free treatment for the injured persons. Thousands of Australians living in the US face new restrictions on visa renewals. The US State Department issuing a directive that means Australians on working visas in the US may have to travel back to Australia to renew them every 2 years. The directive took immediate effect after it was issued on Sunday without any warning. It warns visa holders against the common practice of travelling to countries closer to the US to renew their visas. A survey of women in Canberra about the state of their health and well-being has revealed large gaps in access and affordability. The survey found almost half of respondents felt doctors didn't take them seriously and showed overall low levels of satisfaction with endometriosis healthcare in the ACT. Among the respondents with endometriosis, 50% said they were either dissatisfied or very dissatisfied with the care they received. Perimenopause and menopause treatment was also lacking, according to the respondents. The data coming from the most recent Women's Health Matters survey. Woden is set to be home to an Australian Centre for Disease Control. It comes after the federal government introduced legislation to deliver its commitment to establish an Australian Centre for Disease Control. The centre will bring together key information and experts to defend Australia against disease and threats to public health. Health Minister Mark Butler said the Australian CDC will make sure the country is better prepared for another pandemic. The centre will be operational from January 1st next year. The Good Guys has been ordered to pay $13.5 million in penalties for misleading store credit promotions from July 2019 to August 2023. The ACCC took the court action with Chair Gina Kaskos-Lieb, saying they were concerned the Good Guys had failed to adequately disclose key conditions attached to the store credit promotions. The Good Guys have since admitted that its advertisements for the store credit promotions did not disclose the expiry period of the store credit and that they did not provide store credit within the time frame to about 21,500 consumers. The federal court have ordered the company to provide redress to customers who participated in the promotions by providing them with a store credit with a longer expiry period. The Canberra Hospital has finished the last part of its $660 million redevelopment with the completion of the Yamba Drive entrance. Health Minister Rachel Stephen-Smith said these developments are more than a facelift and will support respect, dignity and well-being for the members of the community. The project has been in the works for 6 years and has seen the hospital redesign its critical services building, upgrade its infrastructure, expand public spaces and build a dedicated bus stop. While the completion of Yamba Drive marks the end of the 6-year project, several major upgrades are set to continue at the hospital. And according to a new report, Australia is now the third largest market for country music worldwide, behind only the US and Canada. The findings coming from Live Nation, which said the number of international country artists touring in Australia has increased 5-fold since before the pandemic. And in sport, Sharks player Nico Hines has avoided a suspension and will play in Cronulla's elimination finals against Sydney after a downgrade in his dangerous contact charge. Hines was set to miss at least one match after being handed a Grade 2 dangerous contact charge against Canterbury last week, but it was lowered to a Grade 1 charge and a fine. The winner of the elimination final between the Sharks and Roosters will travel to either Canberra or Brisbane for a semi-final the following week. And the Wallabies have received a big boost ahead of their Rugby Championship rematch against Argentina in Sydney. Fly half Tom Liner has been cleared of concussion following last weekend's Rugby Championship test match against Argentina. Liner initially failed a head injury assessment but passed subsequent testing after the match. The Wallabies host Argentina on Saturday afternoon at the Sydney Football Stadium. A quick weather check, it's currently 18 degrees, cloudy skies tonight getting down to 6 degrees, a rainy day on the way tomorrow with a top of 13 degrees. And that's the latest from the Owl Newsroom.
Thank you so much.
Some interesting stuff in there, Tia. Tell me more about this country music survey statistics
so
going
interesting
on.
because I feel like no one I know is like country music is the vibe, but turns
I've
out
noticed people are getting on it. Like in the past year or so, it's becoming big and like.
Well, the organisation, so Live Nation, said that the number of international country artists, the trend is being driven primarily by Aussies aged 18 to 30. So that's sort of, a lot of young people who are discovering the genre on TikTok or having it recommended to them on Spotify.
discovering country is a crazy thing.
I know, but on TikTok. Like imagine you're just scrolling and you like hear a country song.
My first country song.
But
I mean,
I like one of my favorite artists is Role Model, and I first heard his songs on Instagram Reels. Like I was just scrolling past and I heard someone being like, "This is a crazy song," and I was like, "You're right, this is a crazy song. Put me on this."
I mean, even like Beyonce and stuff. Wasn't her latest album country?
There's antics. Yeah. And I'm there.
I know. So maybe that's what these 18-year-olds are
It's
hearing.
Beyonce.
It's Beyonce, and they're like new
Beyonce
era
country.
Cowboy Carter. Yeah.
But I think I like looking at all the people that are coming to Australia to tour. I feel like I see a lot of like country music stars.
Yeah.
Luke Combs was here.
That's true.
He's a country.
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen, he was
that's
here.
One of the few
I really only get it. My cousin is a big country music fan, and so I really get it from her. She puts it on her story, and I'm like, oh, there's someone in Australia.
Hey.
Yeah,
good for them.
it matches the Australian
truck.
vibe.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think of Australia, I'm like, probably country.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There
Country
you
down
go.
under.
Now, Alison, I have a question for you.
Hit me, AJ.
Are you much of an artist?
Am I much of an artist?
Are you doing some
Ooh,
drawing?
I actually really like to sketch. I think I'm like a quiet artist. I don't think people would
Wow.
like
Oh my
strike me as
God.
one. But yeah.
Wow.
I like to write as well. I like
Hey.
some music.
She's creative.
Like, I go around. I do a little bit of everything.
Well, something about me is that I'm not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Everyone is creative. Everyone is an artist. You just have
Exactly.
to express.
Exactly. Well, whether you're a keen creative like Alison or someone new to the art scene like me, Tipsy Sketching Club is the place for you. So they host, it's very cool, hosting relaxed social life drawing sessions in Canberra and beyond. These sketching sessions are definitely something that you don't want to miss. And joining us in the studio today is Loz, the creator of Tipsy Sketching Club. Loz, welcome.
Hi guys,
Thanks
it's so
for
good to be
having
here.
us.
Yes, it's so
Awesome.
awesome. Loved having a chat with you before the show, for sure. And can you tell us a little bit about how the club came to be? Came to be.
We can speak on radio.
Either or. Well, I created the Tipsy Sketching Club back in 2022 as a bit of a creative outlet for myself as a life model. So I was looking for an interesting place really to be able to do life modelling. There's plenty of art groups and art workshops around Canberra, and it's a wonderful time modelling for them, but I wanted something a little bit more open, welcoming and inclusive for people who not only are comfortable with life drawing, but for complete new timers as well, who, let's be honest, their comfort place is probably the pub. So I kind of just combined, I combined the two loves I had there.
And
sure.
if we were to hop along to our first Tipsy sketching session, what kind of thing could we expect?
Well, firstly, because consent is key, nudity.
Okay, great.
Yep.
But only from the models.
Okay.
So we have a range of different sessions that we do across a few different locations. Our sessions will have anything from 1 to 4 life models. So in some sessions, you can actually sketch more than one model, which gives you a really great range of bodies, people, and just different poses to be able to sketch. We provide all of the materials for people, and we do provide some a little bit of guidance for people as well. But the space is really there to give people a platform to try it out and to actually find their creativity, because what we found bringing this into a social environment is a lot of people haven't picked up a pencil for the purpose of drawing something since they were in school.
Me.
Yeah. And it's really lovely to watch someone, come in and be a little bit nervous because they think they're going to be terrible, or they can't draw, and they, how do I draw a human? And then by the end of the session have put something down on the paper that they're really proud of, or they can have a laugh at, but they had a really good time.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be me. I'm going.
No, that's my motto. I'm like, as long as you have fun when you do it, it doesn't
Exactly.
even matter. But
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, you just keep
Yes.
going at it.
The
it
vibes are
will-
high.
I know. I just want a good time, and that's it. I guess chuck it away if I want.
For sure. And you were saying before that you're a life model yourself. How did you get started with life modeling?
It was a bit of a, an extracurricular activity for some extra cash. I, was fairly body confident, or, grew into my body confidence,
Yeah, for sure.
and found that as a way to kind of further that process. Being able to see your body turned into a piece of art is really empowering.
Yeah, that's
and I
gorgeous.
find that from a lot of the models that I speak with, that I now work with, that I hire as well. So it's a really confidence boosting process for them as well. And then I really kind of fell in love with, and don't laugh too hard, but sitting still.
Yeah, okay.
So true. So true.
As a really busy person who sometimes feels like they've got appointments booked back to back to back, being booked for something where you have to sit still for 2 hours is quite
tricky.
refreshing.
Tricky
And refreshing.
Yeah. Look,
Definitely.
I won't, I won't put it down. It is quite hard, but yes, it is quite good at the same time.
Well, speaking of those difficulties, what's kind of the biggest challenge that you would say life modeling has in your experience?
Yeah, I think it's probably just the misnomer that because you're nude, people can view you sexually, and that's completely not the case. There's a clear distinction between a nude human body and something being sexualized, and I think this probably follows on from the conversation that you were having earlier around the changing consent laws and everything like that.
Absolutely.
That just because something is there doesn't mean it's that consent is also given. So that's probably the biggest challenge, is that people might assume that because there's nudity involved in the process, that it's some sort of sexual event, and it's really not. The models that are there are professional life models, however far through their life modeling career they may be, but they're there for an artistic purpose. And quite honestly, as soon as people come along to the event, they realize just how kind of scientifically they're looking at the human body.
Yeah.
If anyone's tried drawing, like, I understand,
Yeah.
it's like full concentration. I'm not thinking about anything
Exactly
else.
right. There's no judgment on the body. There's no anything. The harshest feelings that people will feel during these sessions is how conscious they are of their own drawings.
For sure. And you know what? And I know, there might be some people at home who are interested in life modeling. How would they get involved with that?
Yeah, they can actually reach out to me directly on the Tipsy Sketching Club website. I actually run introductory life modelling workshops here in Canberra.
Cool.
I do them once a quarter, and it's a sort of a small private space, only for a handful of people at a time, so that I can really spend some, quality, nearly one-on-one time with people, where we talk through the business of life modelling, a lot around, safety, consent and boundaries. And then they get the opportunity to actually try out some poses in the nude, but in a really safe and controlled environment.
Yeah, nice. And I've heard that Tipsy Sketching Club has had a couple themed events throughout the years. The years now?
Yes.
Yeah,
the
wow.
years.
Okay.
I know. It's a shock for me too.
Fact checking on air. Well, what kind of themed events have you had in the past, and do you have any brewing for future times?
Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. So, probably our most popular themed event that we've had so far was our May the 4th Star Wars themed event earlier this year at
That's
PJ's.
really fun.
It
Oh my
was
gosh.
wonderful.
Holding a lightsaber.
We had we had someone with a lightsaber.
Really?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
absolutely. We've done a couple of sort of Halloween themed events as well.
cool.
But on the horizon, and only a couple of weeks away, we're actually doing a session again at PJ's on a Sunday afternoon called Middle Earth Muses. So
that's
all of the
cool.
Lord of the Rings fans out there,
Nice.
come along. We're going to have 4 life models in their Lord of the Rings themed best.
A little bit of sci-fi
Yeah.
sketching, if you will.
Yeah. I love it. Now, Tipsy Sketching Club isn't exclusive to Canberra anymore. There's been a lot of events popping up all over Australia. There's Newcastle tomorrow, which I've heard is really cool, and another one along the Central Coast on Thursday as well. Are there any places, Australia or beyond, that you'd like to host, a Tipsy Club session?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I've always said that, stage 1 is Canberra and stage 2 is world domination. So
easy path, naturally.
But yeah, look, I guess I am making my way slowly through regional New South Wales, and that continues to sort of be the path I'm taking. But I guess in a UCFM exclusive, I am about to launch a couple of sessions in Melbourne. Which
that
is
seems like the vibe.
Out of control.
That's crazy. artsy. Melbourne's artsy, so it's perfect.
Yeah. I was trying to initially go with places that I could easily drive to so that I could, get back for work or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But, I think I was probably restricting myself a little too much. So, look, I'm just throwing my hat in the ring and giving it a go. And if nothing else, then I'll have a couple of really cool trips to Melbourne.
Yeah, I know. You get like a glass of wine and a cool sketching moment. Like,
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not? Damn, I should go down.
Let's go to Melbourne.
And Tiffany, oh my God, not Tiffany, Loz. Sorry, my names are all over the place today. I know you've been a life model for however long now. How long have you?
Probably about 10 years.
Oh my God, wow. Do you have like a most memorable drawing of yourself?
Ooh.
And do you get to keep any?
Yeah.
I'll answer the second question
Okay.
first. Some artists are so incredibly generous with their
Really?
artworks. Yeah. Quite honestly, I've had to start saying no to a lot of them because I really already do have
Hang
an
it on
exhibition of
your
laws
wall.
at home. And
Yeah.
you know, when the landlord comes around and does their checks, I'm sure they get the surprise of their life.
I love it. But
But yes, it's a lovely collection that now lives pretty much exclusively on my phone.
I mean, it's great. I think my head would get too big if I had that many
Same,
life
same,
drawings
same.
of myself.
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd be like framing them every single room of my house. Look at it be.
Just me posing beautifully. I love it. Now, obviously I said before that there's lots of different events coming up. Are there any events coming up in Canberra or for those in the local area?
Yeah, absolutely. So we run probably about 5 events a month here locally between different venues. Our next one coming up in the ACT is next week. It's on the 16th of September at QT. That one there is a session where we focus on longer poses. So for those that, might already have a bit of an artistic background, that's a really good one to sort of just come in and settle in if you know some of the basics already and you sort of just want to really get settled into a pose. And then following that will be our Middle-earth Muses, our Lord of the Rings Sunday session at PJ's on the 21st of September.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Loz, thank you so much for coming into the studio today. I'm definitely sold on this one.
Yes.
And we'll definitely, do you want to shout out your socials really quickly for those wanting to get more involved?
Yeah, absolutely. We're most active on Instagram, so at Tipsy Sketching, and you can find us on online as well. Our website is www.tipsysketching.club.
Nice.
Perfectly done.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming into the studio. Definitely check those socials and the website for more info and tickets to the upcoming session at the QT and on the 16th. So thank you lots for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Guys, Moonbeam ice cream.
Taking up your blue and that's the end of the show.
Something that's been on a lot of people's social medias is Mr. Boone. Mr. Boone.
Mr. Benson
covering
Boone.
Adele's song Someone Like You.
Have you seen it? I haven't heard it. I was trying to find it before the show and I literally can't find it anywhere.
I've been listening to him doing a lot of covers lately. And
he covered a Harry Styles song
Yeah.
recently too.
Which one was that?
Fine Line?
I
think it was that one.
Guys, karaoke time on radio. Mr. Moonbeam ice cream. Now, Tia, what did you do?
Well, I wanted to find out if people think Benson Boone should steer clear of backflips and Moonbeam ice cream and move into this new era of covering songs and just power ballads. So I got people's reactions on it.
All right,
Do you think that
let's
Benson
hear them.
Boone should steer away from Moonbeam ice cream taking off your blue jeans?
Yes. No, I feel like it's his trademark. He has to keep going.
Do you think that he should just flip everywhere?
I think he should. I think if he can land on his feet this time, it'll be better. But
Same, yeah. I think it would be responsible of him. I think it would be, but he's very entertaining, so yeah.
Did you want to do your best Benson Boone impression? Moonbeam ice cream taking off your blue jeans. That was beautiful. He's here with us today. How many backflips do you think Benson Boone could do in a row?
14. I think that's a solid amount. Man's like, he
14?
He does about 7 per show, so he could easily do 14.
Best moonbeam ice cream, moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies, cause it feels so mystical, magical. There's a little dance break for you guys. And then, are you familiar with Benson Boone, the singer?
Yeah, you're really asking the hard-hitting questions.
I know, it's great journalism. How many backflips in a row do you think Benson Boone could do?
Can he do like 2?
Wow, someone said 14. She said 14 backflips.
In a
row.
In one jump.
Yeah.
In
No.
like,
In like 14 in a row.
Oh, I don't know.
Still 2?
I know, like he did like those backflips at like the what is it? What's that? The Grammys? You know that?
He backflips everywhere. I feel like he gets around by backflipping.
Yeah, I know. My mom's like obsessed with him.
Oh, how many backflips do you think he could do?
I could do.
He could do.
He.
I mean, if you can do backflips, feel free.
I can't do it on land, but I can do it on a trampoline, and I've done 3.
There you go.
So
Well, do you think Benson Boone could do more than you?
I think he could do at least 10.
At least 10 in one go. Can you give me your best Benson Boone Moonbeam ice cream impression?
Moonbeam ice cream.
How many backflips in a row do you think Benson could do?
30.
Someone just said 2.
I did like 9.5 in his show last night or whatever.
Wow.
Not that I'm keeping track.
There we go.
That was quality journalism.
I had you guys
Tia.
in giggles. I feel so accomplished. I even got producer Rach laughing. That's how I know I've done great work.
All right, before we wrap up, should we all do our own impression of Moonbeam Ice Cream?
I did it like twice on that show, guys. I'm not doing it again.
3,
2, 1.
Moonbeam.
Give it a go at home if you're listening. Just give it your own in your little quiet spot.
send
Give
it
us your
through.
best Moonbeam ice cream. You know you want to.
Well,
Taking
guys.
off your blue jeans. It's really addictive. It's stuck in your head for the
And
rest of the
3,
day.
2, 1, backflip.
Oh.
Well, there we go. That's all we have for this week. So thank you guys for tuning into our a cappella moment.
Of course. And thank you also to our guests, Jess from the National Zoo and Aquarium, Ross from Events ACT/Floriade, Tiffany from the Canberra Rape Crisis Centre, and of course Loz from Tipsy Sketching, and Tia and our Benson Boone impression.
Shout out to the people who I got to do that. I don't know wherever they are, but
That
you know,
last
they
one was
really
good.
Yeah, I know that person personally, so I'll let her know.
Moonbeam. Well, make sure to follow our socials. Flip into our socials, guys, at UCFM_87.8, and we'll be back again next Tuesday.
Yes, we will.
Yes, you can find past episodes of this show and all the other UCFM shows on our website, ucfm.com.au, or listen to the podcast version wherever you get your podcast. That's all from us.
That's us.
Yeah, should we
Yes,
say goodbye?
We'll
Let's say
Moonbeam
bye.
our way out of
Right, we'll Moonbeam our way out of here.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.